Hello, it's Dawn Michelle and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a new Oracle deck that came into my collection actually about a month ago or so that I've been taking some time to play with, and it's been a lot of fun. And this is the Eternal Souls Oracle. This deck, in full transparency, was sent to me for review from the creator. So this is a really wonderful bilingual Oracle deck, which outside of Lo Scarabeo, we don't really see that very often, and we tend to fault Lo Scarabeo for their bilingual decks, but that's mostly just because there's a lot of different languages on them. In this deck, it's done really, really beautifully, and I really enjoy the messages that are on the cards. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick peek through the deck. It says on the inside of the box, "You are never alone or helpless. The force that guides the stars guides you too." And I really love that. So again, comes in a beautiful magnetic closure box, which is quite lovely. So real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at the back. It is this beautiful little pastel, sort of almost tie-dye effect, which I think is really lovely. It looks beautiful. The cardstock is kind of that rose petally matte finish. And while it does stick a little bit, let's just get this right out of the way. It does actually shuffle beautifully. So I can completely riffle, and then it doesn't exactly bridge, but I can push it back together really, really easily. So I just wanted to kind of make note of that first, because it definitely is a little bit of a stickier cardstock, but I don't have any problem working with it. If I overhand it in this particular manner, I do get a little bit of clumping, but as a riffle shuffle is actually my preferred shuffle method, I'm fine with that because it riffle shuffles beautifully and it doesn't really clump with a riffle, so that's great. Do it one more time. Beautiful. And then just slide back together. So let's go ahead and take a quick flip through the deck itself. Clearly, because I've already shuffled it, it's not in order and I have been playing with it. I'm just gonna do a quick flip through and I'm going to read the messages on the bottom of the card, and then I wanna share with you some of the decks that I've been playing with, because I found some really, really fun pairings that I think you all might be interested in. So we have, "It is brave to make mistakes. You only have the present. Thank the universe, everything has a purpose. Let love find you. Flow like the river. Free yourself from toxic patterns. Always choose from a place of love. Release control. Free yourself from perfectionism. Enjoy the solitude, embrace it. Protect your energy. Close the chapter, the end." I love that card. "Bet on the unthinkable. Happiness lives in you, find it. Find value in the simple things. Do not think too much, silence the mental noise. Follow your dreams. Hug your tribe. Why do you compare yourself to others? Vibe with your inner voice. Discover your magical place. Make peace with fear. Come out of the darkness, shine. Smile, you'll be okay. One sunrise at a time. Forgive, evolve, be free. Feel your emotions, do not run away. Leap of faith. What really matters at the end. Dance with nature. Covenant of souls. Say what you feel. Whispers from the universe. Surrender to uncertainty. Trust the divine rhythm. And cry, purify your soul. So beautiful messages on this deck. I do really like the key phrases down at the bottom. I like that rather than just a single keyword, we kind of have that phrase idea, which ends up working really well as not only a focal point, which is how I tend to use my oracles, and that's how we're going to look at them when I show you the pairings that I've done with them, but also is great for a sort of wrap up at the end of the reading. So occasionally I'll use this as like an intro and and an outro to the reading. So I'll pull a card in the start of my reading to kind of say, here's the focus, and then I'll do my reading, and then I'll pull a card at the end as well to say kind of here's the wrap-up message. So kind of coming into the reading itself, and then coming out of it, the reading itself, of course, being provided by the tarot decks. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the tarot decks that I've been playing along with the Eternal Souls Oracle. So one of the decks that I've been enjoying pairing with is the Gentle Tarot. Now this is the only indie deck that I have in the selection. The rest of the tarot decks that I have been playing with are all mass market. The Eternal Souls Oracle is also an indie deck as well. But I really like the sort of gentle, affirming messages that come through when I work with these two decks together. The artwork I think is quite cohesive. There's a lot of kind of that as above, so below kind of energy with this pairing for me, where we get kind of that grounded, earthy nature coming through the Gentle Tarot. And then I feel like the Eternal Soul is kind of bringing in that kind of cosmic energy, kind of bringing the above down into the mundane realm that we're experiencing through the Gentle Tarot. So it's a really beautiful pairing. I think aesthetically the colors go together pretty well. Oh my goodness, look at this. Free yourself from toxic patterns with the devil and judgment, right? A lot of times when I talk about pairings and I'm like, we're looking at aesthetics, right? And going, oh yeah, that's really, really pretty together. But the other thing that I really love is when the messages are really cohesive. So even if the artwork doesn't always 100% line up, we get really very resonant messages that come through the two decks together. And I think that works really, really well. So another deck that I've been playing with it is my Linestrider Tarot. And one of the reasons that I chose this one is because this deck has a lot of white space. It has a lot of that sort of minimal energy to it. It's kind of a no muss, no fuss tarot deck, and that kind of allows the oracle to really stand out and shine amidst the reading. So I love pairing kind of more minimalistic decks with busier decks, or decks that have these fully fleshed out illustrations, and pairing those with decks, either tarot or oracle, that have a bit of more of that minimalistic energy. I feel like it really allows us to create a very succinct focal point here. So we have Let Love Find You between the Ten of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Again, I love the kind of circle motif that we get in those cards. We have Thank the Universe, Everything Has a Purpose between the Five of Wands and the Hermit. So you can see how that really deep pop of color, the weight of the message is really sitting with the oracle in a pairing like this, where the tarot is there almost to support the oracle rather than the other way around. And I love when decks kind of come together in that way. It allows me to look at an oracle in a different way, as well as work with my tarot in a different way. A lot of the times I'm using oracle as kind of just, it's a focal point, but it's not the meat of the message, right? And when we get a pairing like this, the oracle card itself becomes the anchor point. And the tarot, no matter how many tarot cards I pull around it, really serve to support that message. And so I love this kind of a pairing, because even though we're looking at more of that aesthetics, it really does allow kind of those messages to come through more fully, I think. So here we have Protect Your Energy with the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords. And look at all the central figures. But this card, the Protect Your Energy card, has all of this energy, all of this color and explosion and movement that kind of expands outward. And I love that the minimal deck like the Linestrider makes space for that. It allows for the deck to, the oracle deck, to really expand and to be the center stage, the focal point, the anchor of the reading, rather than just kind of being that, you know, oh, here's the focal point, but the tarot is really what's important, or the wrap up, or anything like that. It becomes the anchor for the reading. And I think that's really cool. We see that, I think, both aesthetically as well as in the messages. Okay, so we've talked about a couple of other decks that I've played with a little bit working with the Eternal Souls Oracle, but the main deck that I've actually been using with it the most is the Cosmic Slumber. Sorry, I've totally spaced the name of this deck. I totally love it. These decks together have been really, really cool, because I use the Cosmic deck, the Slumber deck, or the Dream deck. What is the name of this deck? I use this deck a lot for dream work. And so one of the things that I was doing with the Eternal Souls was using the Cosmic Slumber. I hope that's the name of this deck. to further investigate some of the dreams that I've been having, that dreamscape energy. And again, that oracle is helping me to see like what's the core, like what's going on beneath it. So here we have a leap of faith between the Nine of Torches and the Five of Cups, right? Where in my life am I being asked to make that leap of faith? And how is my dreamscapes trying to help me to see that? And that has been really, really interesting. I think that's one of my favorite ways that I've been working with the Eternal Souls Oracle is with this particular deck, because I feel like the artwork is really cohesive, the colors are really cohesive, and I feel like the messages just really get to the heart at what is going on, what I'm trying to suss out when I come to the cards. So here we have Forgive, Evolve, Be Free with the Devil and the Sun. I mean, that's just fantastic. I'm gonna just do a couple more, and then I actually wanna do a reading with these two decks together just to kind of share with you how I would work with them using that coming in and going out method. So here we have Cry, Purify Your Soul between the Five of Torches and the Four of Swords, right? Like sometimes you just gotta let the tears out. I'm just gonna give this a little shuffle because I want to actually share with you how I've been working with these two together. And this is one of those cases of like, these are decks that I kind of use for certain things. This particular deck I use quite frequently for dream work. It just seems to have that kind of an energy for me. It reads really well for that. I've used it a lot with the Alice Oracle. I did a whole video on that, but I've really been enjoying working with it with the Eternal Souls because I feel like it kind of allows the dream state to act as a portal to the soul self, which is really cool. And that's kind of how I've been incorporating these decks together. So I want to just kind of share with you how I've been doing this. This quick little reading, and we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do a real one, even though I don't remember what my dream was last night. But we're just going to do an in the moment. Let's see what message comes through from that portal of soul into a sort of dream state world, right? We can take a look at that even though I'm not looking at a specific dream that I've had, right? So I'm going to go ahead and choose a card. Surrender to uncertainty. So that is my focus card for coming into this reading. And then what I've been doing is really quite interesting. I'm going to kind of scoot this away. I've been taking this and I've not been splitting the deck, which is how I normally do. You just saw me do it with the Oracle deck. Usually I shuffle, I split, and then I draw my cards. What I've been doing is kind of just sitting with these for a minute, thinking about my focus card. So my focus card is surrender to uncertainty. So I'm going to think about that. I'm going to think about this image. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to sit with it. I'm going to invite it within me to act as a portal into the cards that I'm going to pull from this deck. So I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to let my hands just rest over the cards. I don't kind of move my hands around. I just wait until something feels like, I feel like a pressure, and I'm feeling a pressure on this card right here. So this is the card I'm going to pull out. So I've got the 10 of Pentacles, and then I'm going to repeat the process. And I usually do this for 3 cards. I'm feeling pressure right here. The 10 of Torches, let's pull all 10s. And then this one right here. And generally, the 6 of Torches. I would sit with this a little while longer, but I don't want this video to be super long. So I'm looking at surrender to uncertainty. So this is the portal into where I'm feeling uncertain maybe in my life. And we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Torches, and the 6 of Torches. So I'm feeling like that uncertainty here is not necessarily in this 10 of Pentacles energy, because I'm feeling like the 10 of Pentacles energy, right? That's the culmination. Like she looks very like open and inviting. So I feel like in the sort of mundane world, the everyday world, you know, the day-to-day life of things, is good. I'm not feeling uncertainty there. But then we have this 10 of torches here, and I believe that torches are the wand suit in this deck. And so maybe I'm feeling a little bit of burden there. So that could be where that uncertainty lies, is I'm feeling a little bit like heavy with the responsibility that I have. I'm still carrying it, but I'm feeling a little bit heavy with it. And torches, so wands, that's a lot about creative energy, creative effort. So that tracks for me. That tracks really well with what I have going on. And then I have this 6 of torches, where a 6 is a balance number, right? We have 3 and 3, and I love the balance that we see here. And I feel like this is telling me that, like, yeah, there's a lot of burden going on right now, and I've got some uncertainty around it. This card is standing out as that uncertainty card for me. I feel like it's just telling me you just need to rebalance that creative energy. You just need to focus on, what it is. And it's actually, she's pointing even to this card, right? Like she's looking this way to this 10 of torches, kind of saying, you're going to carry it. It's going to be okay. Maybe just kind of redistribute things, get that stuff back in balance, and then everything will feel more in this 10 of Pentacles energy. So I'm going to kind of place them like that, because I feel like this is where the weight is. And this is the uncertainty, is like, it's not really here, it's here, but look back, because that's where you're trying to get to, if that hopefully makes some sense. And then what I've been doing is just pulling the top card. So whatever the top card is from when I laid it down, that's the card I'm going to pull. And I got the free yourself from toxic patterns. So that's the message leaving this reading. So we have the focus point coming in, the reading itself, and then the message exiting or leaving the reading. So that free yourself from toxic patterns. So this would invite me to look back here at, do I have some toxic patterns around my creative efforts? And yes, I probably do, because I feel like we all have a little bit of toxic patterns here and there. At least I do, in every aspect of my life, right? I can always pick out somewhere where there's going to be some sort of a toxic pattern. And I think this works really, really beautifully for this kind of a reading, for this kind of an energy. We're coming in, we're looking at the reading, and this is what we're going to move out of in doing this work, where I'm going to look at those toxic patterns. I really enjoy it for, like I said, working with the cosmic deck, the slumber deck, for dream work. I feel like it also works really, really beautifully for that kind of soul connection work. It works as just a great oracle for a focus card, also for a clarifier. It has a really nice balance, I think, of sort of light and shadow as well. And so I think it's great. We do have some, sort of affirmative messages, but we have some that are also very neutral. We have some that definitely encourage us to look at where we might have a little bit of that shadow energy. And again, I think using the tarot with it really helps to create that context within a reading. But it's definitely an oracle deck that I think you can use as its own on a standalone. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful little deck. I definitely want to thank the creator for sending me this deck to share with you today. I would love to know what your thoughts are on it, so please feel free to share with me in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I look forward to sharing with you again soon.